confession to make. One of the new coaches on our team who is going to introduce herself, I pronounce your name different every single time, and I still can't say it right. So will you please say out loud for everyone, and maybe they will do better because I'm not good at it.
It's Kalara.
Kalara. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it looks. So why is that hard for me? So every time I like try to say, I was saying, Alexis is like, stop saying it. You can't do it. Like, okay. So everybody, welcome to our call. And as always, we love to welcome our new coaches that are on for the first time. And I am really excited about this girl. I'm just going to call you this girl. I'm going to call you Laura because I can't say it right. Kalara. Is it right?
Kalara, yeah.
Good. Okay. Because she's actually one of Alexis's coaches. I've gotten to get to know her, and she jumped in. Was it right after Father's Day that you jumped in? Okay. And then a couple weeks ago, we were just chatting. I'm like, you've got to coach. And she was like, I don't know if I can do the post like you guys do. And just this week, she sent me wording for doing her post. So I love that even though you did not join, like most of us, to coach, that you're jumping right in. So why don't you just say hey and a little bit about yourself. I'm probably putting you on the spot, and then we'll keep going. So just like, a little bit of yourself and your journey and all that.
A mother of two, working 2 jobs, and just absolutely loving these workout programs. Like, I just feel so like energized when I do it.
Hi.
See, I don't know. See, that's Maddie.
Hi,
That's my
Maddie.
oldest. Yeah, you really did put me on the spot. I don't know what to say.
I did. No, it's great. We're just so glad you're here. And I'm a little shout out. So since Father's Day, busy working mom of 2, working 2 jobs, has down 15 pounds and gets up and does her workout before I'm even out of bed. So this is what this crew is all about, is about women who are doing their thing and making a space for themselves for self-care. And you want to share with other women and inspire them. It's just, we're so excited you're here. So I'm actually not going to probably lead the entire call tonight, which will be good. All the coaches that we've asked to share a little bit on yet? Okay, so I'm just going to say about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to be done and let Jess, if you want to kind of just roll after me. Okay, whatever. That's what I like about Team Calls. We can be laid back. A couple things I just want to share. I think sometimes when you're newer to your coaching journey, you think that coaches that have been doing it longer have it all figured out. We don't. On Friday, when Jessica, Jen, and Mon do our calls together, it was funny. I was thinking afterwards, I'm like, we've been doing this for a long time, but all 4 of us are still trying to figure out when we're doing our power hours, still working to get Success Clubs, still working on how to make our challenge groups great places, still working on getting ourselves out of bed. And like, there's always going to be stuff that we're learning. So don't think that like you're going to arrive one day and have it all together, because you won't. And my confession, because I feel like it's really important to be vulnerable. This couple weeks, I've not been in a great mindset. I have not felt like inviting. I've not felt like getting up. I've not felt like doing any of the things. And the reason that I'm still here is because I am a coach. When people say I can't coach because I'm not at the end of my journey, or I don't know how to lead people, or I don't have all the answers, I'm here to tell you that's perfect. I would not have gotten up this morning, but 3 of my challengers had already put their pictures into the thread. Like, I was thinking of an excuse to post about why I wasn't going to work out. So if you have to have it all figured out to be a coach, that's just a fear talking. And don't plan to ever have it all figured out, because you won't. And you're not always going to feel like doing the things. But your goals personally and with this business, don't give a crap about how you feel. Because you're not going to feel like going to work some days. You're not going to feel like doing things. But if you want results and you want a paycheck and you want to change your life and other people's, you're going to have to do things that you don't feel like doing. I didn't feel like doing this call tonight. I'll be honest. I didn't feel like it. And now all of your faces on here make me want to cry and be so happy because this is why we're here, because there's a community of other people that are doing this. So you are all a gift to me. And if I wasn't a coach, I would have quit my journey many times over. So thanks for being here and for showing up. And I can't wait until this team has so many people on here that our faces are like this big on the screen. That's awesome. So I am going to be done talking, and I'm going to ask one of my newer coaches, Brenna, to share a little bit. Some of you know the backstory with Brenna, but she was somebody we connected on Instagram like a year ago. She was doing her wellness journey with the gym and doing amazing. Not interested in Beachbody or coaching and all of that, and just through us individually doing some prayer and work on what I wanted for my team, where we were going and where she was going personally, it was like this total God thing a couple 6 weeks ago now. And it's just been really neat to see how we get out of our own ways as of inviting people and of our own journey, what can happen. So Brenna, if you want to just share a little bit about your journey, your fears, where you are, but still what you have been doing, your coming out coach post specifically, talking about that because that was awesome. And then also your decision to go Emerald and to start doing the things and whatever else is on your heart. And then Jess, if you want to pick up when she's done and go from there.
Hi, Brenna. I am a foster mom of 3 and a social worker and a wife and a dog mom, and I do a lot of things. And like I said, about a year ago, last summer, me and some of my coworkers were on this really heavy like gym kick, and we were going every day on our lunch and getting all these things. That was kind of when me and Becky connected, and I made a lot of fun of Beachbody coaches at that time. And anyway, then time went
Can
on.
you guys hold on real quick, Brian? Can you guys hear her? Do you have headphones in? Put your phone, put it a little closer because like we can hear you, but not as great as we want to hear you.
Strange. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really close to my face. Okay.
If everybody else can mute themselves, that would be awesome. Thank you. Sorry, Brian.
No. Is this better? Can someone nod? Cool. Great. Okay. So anyway, I was doing it kind of on my own. Life changed drastically for us in May, and we got 3 kiddos. Oh, my phone is acting up now. We got 3 kiddos who, through the foster care system, and like working out became impossible. Eating right became impossible, just like all the things. And I got kind of in like this really down mindset for a while, about the time me and Becky started talking again. And so it just all kind of fell into place that this was the right time for me to start doing workouts at home. So then I decided to coach, which was a crazy idea in the first place, but here I am. And my coming out post. Oh, never mind. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, your post about the gym.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now. It took me a second. It's been a crazy day. So I went and canceled my YMCA membership because I just couldn't afford to do both at the time. And so that was like 26 or 28 bucks that I could save a month. And so I went to do that, and then took a piece of paper with me and made a kind of sarcastic post about breaking up with my gym. This is a way to like announce I was going to do something else and that I was looking for others to join me. And it got a way bigger response than I thought it would. A lot of people kind of thought that was funny and cute and liked it, so that was great. And then since then, I just kind of try to. It's really hard. I'm kind of an all or nothing person, so it's really hard not to post coaching stuff all the time. But I have to balance it out with foster stuff and just other things going on in life, pictures of my dog, and I have to kind of like look through my feed daily and see what haven't I posted in a while and do something kind of similar to that. And I've always got like, I like to write, so I've always got kind of ideas brewing, so that makes it easy. It just gives me permission to sit down and write the thing, whatever that thing is. So I don't know what else you want me to share.
No, that's okay. Just maybe share, if you don't mind. I'm totally putting a spot, and like you guys, like Brenna, the fact that she's doing this is not because she wants to. She is demonstrating that when we're brave, even if we feel afraid, that we still do things. And so maybe just sharing a little bit about how it felt a little awkward and hard to invite, but that you're still doing it anyways.
Yeah. Hold on. There's an ant on his bed. Someone else has it. Okay. So yeah, I have a lot of awkwardness. I don't know. I find it awkward to talk to people that I don't know, or people I haven't talked to in a while. And I have a lot of fear and like anxiety over just, I guess, the whole title of coaching, and what people think because of how open I was, I guess, in the past about what I thought about coaches or what coaching was. Up until like the point of like a couple weeks before I signed on, maybe just a week before I signed on with Becky, I had made a comment about how I signed up for Beachbody, but I wasn't going to be a coach. And so just a lot of having to get over my own fear of like what people think and what my family's going to think. And I was actually got really good. I don't know. I was listening to something today, and it was like, this isn't about you or what you feel. It's about their journey. It was on the thing that was on today, the Power Hour thing that was on today. But it was about how it has to be about you focusing on their journey and wanting to help them versus how you feel. And that set me off to like a bunch of things and try and invite a couple people today because I was kind of feeling stuck. Especially this week has just been this last week has just been kind of hard when I was felt kind of stuck, and I feel like I've invited everyone that I know and it's really just not going anywhere. And I know it takes time and the whole 8 times of hearing something thing, but it's just kind of discouraging at times. So that was kind of the motivation I needed to find some people today.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. And I know I was going to let Jessica say something. I'm going to take 30 seconds. That's why personal development is one of the 4 vital behaviors, you guys. They didn't put personal development in there by accident. And so Brenna could have she messaged me today and she's like, inviting people and they're saying no. I'm like, yes, me too. It happened. Like we all know what that feels like. So we have a choice to dive into some PD and show up on a coach call, or to say this is too hard and I'm going to sit in fear. And so thanks so much for just sharing that with us a little bit about your journey. And I'm excited to see those not right now and no's turn into lives that you will be able to change. So thanks. Okay, Jess, it's all yours, girl.
Thank you. Hello, beautiful men and women on the call. I appreciate all of you guys joining us tonight. I am super excited because just a couple days ago, I asked my girl, Christina, who is actually my girl Kaylee's personally sponsored coach. So Christina found Kaylee through Instagram, reached out to her, and I'll let her share her story in a second, but I asked her specifically to talk about as a new coach, how she's been so successful. Like she really started right out the gate, you guys. She signed up as a coach and was hitting SC and just makes it look really easy. And I was hoping that perhaps on this call, she could just give us some insight on how she's doing the things as a full-time teacher, as a parent, as a woman who is busy, and kind of give us some idea of things that we could also do. And I'll just let her take it away. Hi, Christina. Thank you. There you go. Now you're not muted. You're good now. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me? Awesome. Hello. Yeah, so I am a teacher. I'm from South Carolina. I'm a high school English teacher. This is my 7th year, and I'm also a foster mom, and also have a bio son. So I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old boy, and, just also all the things. So yeah, I joined Kaylee. I was actually under a different coach and I didn't feel supported. And so I was just I was Instagramming coaches and just really loved Kaylee's style and vibe. And I'm so glad that I talked to my old coach and we were all good, but I'm so glad I ended up switching because she's so awesome and this is an awesome team. But yeah, I just honestly, I was trying to think before the call, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I think the biggest thing is I just went into all of the resources ever in all of the groups that Kaylee added me to that we're all in. And I just watched as many things as I could. And then I went and like directly applied those things. And so as soon as I learned something, I would just go and do it because I knew that if I waited, it would never get done. So I just did it. And then I did my coming out post and I just started asking people, and people started coming to me, a lot of my warm market asking me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe so many people were interested in doing what I thought people were going to roll their eyes at. And so even when I message people who may be like in my Instagram cold market, I've gotten way more positive responses than I have negative, and that's my biggest fear. And how I get myself kind of hyped up just to invite is to watch something on one of the groups, like a PD or join the morning call or coach call, and I get so fueled from that. And right after, I send out at least 5 or 6 invites, and I send them, and I don't even look at them. Like I try to walk away for a while because I'm also a people pleaser. So I don't like, just like everybody else, hearing no or people being really skeptical. And a lot of times people don't even respond, but that's okay because I haven't even looked at that message. I give myself a couple of days and I just send them all because at that point, I'm so fired up and I know I believe in the product and I know I have something for them that it doesn't even matter if they say no. At least at this point, I've offered it. And so I kind of send them and leave them sit. And so a couple people don't answer, but a lot of people are really willing to hear more about what I have to say. And so I just have been so surprised by that because I came in with just that mindset that nobody was going to want to hear about Beachbody. Everybody thinks it's a scam. Everybody's heard about it. And a lot of people haven't actually. And so it has just been so cool to a lot of my customers right now. Most of them are somewhere from my Facebook world actually, and a couple now from Instagram, but it's been so cool to watch them just change their lives as well. And all it took was for me to ask them if they were interested to hear what I was doing. And so it's been really cool. So just diving into the resources, showing up all the time, definitely signing up as a coach has helped me to do that, to show up for myself. It's kept me accountable, showing up and sharing and being vulnerable, and just showing that I'm a human. So I post a lot about teaching, and I teach online as well. So I have that market too, and fostering and adopting and now health and wellness. So I just try, as was mentioned before, to show that I'm a well-rounded person. I'm real. I really try to take at least a half an hour a day to comment, just scroll and comment where authentic comment on things that I can relate to. If I can't relate to it, I don't comment. And then spend a little bit of time going through stories and doing the same thing and just really focusing on relationship building. And the last thing I'll say is that I've learned to kind of pick and choose the suggestions that can apply to me, because my situation is not the same as everybody else's, and my what works for them and work for me. So for me, trying to follow 100 people a day is never going to be realistic, and I'm just going to set myself up for success or for failure and disappointment, and I'm going to feel horrible about not being productive that day. So I try to add at least 10 people a day because I know that's doable for me, balancing my schedule, and I just try to take a half an hour and go through people's feeds and authentically comment. And maybe one day that will change and I'll readjust that. But for now, hitting that kind of goal, like 100 people a day, is way out of league, just with the time that I have. So just learning to take in everything, but also kind of say, okay, what is realistic for me? What is a little bit past my comfort zone, so that I can grow, but I'm not drowning myself and taking away time from my kids. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much. There were so many parts of that just like, I don't know about you guys, but I was like, yes, that right there. Some bullet points I just want to say that I 100% agree with. The fact that you know where your resources are and you are proactive in the fact that you are a business owner and it's your business, you get to decide how you're going to run it, and finding those resources.
She freeze for y'all too.
This always happens to her.
I know. Her internet's wonky. What she was probably gonna say, loves, you find your resources and that you put things into action when you get inspired to do them. You don't wait on it.
There she is.
I was just finishing your sentence. Go.
My internet, you guys, I hate it. Anyway, I'm sorry, Christina. So the fact that our upline is insane and has so many resources, we can access that at any time. So I encourage you to do that. Watch the National Wake Up Calls. Figure out what information pertains to you and how you can use it. And I love that you said that when you get fired up, you put it into action immediately. And that is getting past that fear that so many new coaches have right off the bat, where we're like, I don't know, what if they say this? You know what? Don't even think about it. Just write it, send it, be real, and be authentic. Be you. You have people out there who are looking for you. I have people out there who are looking for me, and we are not the same person. And that's the beauty of this planet, is that there are people for everyone. And so I appreciate, Christina, I appreciate the fact that you were willing to speak on this call as a new coach and someone who is really helping other people change lives. And I'm so, so happy that you found Kaylee on Instagram and that you're part of our team, because I love having you in our family. So, okay, who's up next?
I can go. What Brian's going to share kind of piggybacks really well on what you were saying, Christina. And he is not a teacher or a foster mom or a lot of things, even a woman that you are. But he has his own tribe and has found some really, he just has some really unique interests. Can't even barely see your face, Brian. You're very dark.
That's because I'm ashamed. I'm hiding in the dark. No, I'm just kidding.
But he's going to share a little bit about what he's done to kind of find his tribe and how that looks different for everybody and how it looks for him and how we can maybe apply that across the board. Go for it.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Coach. So what I am hoping to share tonight is sort of just like a little nugget, and it's a little bit outside the box, and it might not apply to all you guys. But if you are somebody like I was and am sometimes yet, who's like, man, I just don't know what I want to look like on social media. Like, what's the me that I want to post? And I struggled with that, not because I'm phony. Like, I was a runner way before I did Beachbody, and people would chat with me about like, hey, what kind of shoes do you like? How can I start running? Good training schedule for this half marathon. You know, like that was normal. But when I officially became a coach, I really struggled with like, what do I want to put out there? I don't want to feel salesy. I don't want to be, I want to be genuine. I don't want to be disingenuous. I don't want to seem phony. And so I really struggled with like, what's my persona going to be? How am I going to present this? And then also, yeah, the guy thing is different for Beachbody as of late. Beachbody used to be a lot of dudes when it first, right? That's what I've heard. But lately I'm kind of in the minority. So like I've looked and I haven't successfully found yet, but like where's a guy coach like I can emulate? Like I can see their model. I can see sort of the inner workings behind their posts and kind of get it and be like, yes, I can do that. That's me. I can do that. And I'm still looking for that. But anyway, all this to say, I've kind of questioned and wondered like, how do I figure out like being the real me online with posting about workouts? So that brings me to what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. And it's a little bit roundabout because I'm not talking about specifically being involved with Beachbody stuff online. I want to talk about being involved with completely random stuff online. Random in the sense that it has nothing to do with workouts or Beachbody, but not random because it is something that connects with who you are and what you like. So I'm sure some of you guys are in different little hobby groups and affinity groups online. I won't do raise of hands and all that, but I'm guessing you, at least some of you, like either a Facebook group or there's like a little hashtag group of people on Instagram that you found and you kind of check in on what they're doing. I won't get into my thing too much, but I am somebody, and if you follow me on social, you'll know this, like I'm into like taking care of my yard and other people's yards because my son's starting a lawn service and I'm kind of mentoring him in that. In high school and college, I had a lawn service and loved it to pieces. It was my favorite thing. So now I sort of treat it as my hobby. And so I'm involved with like some yard work stuff online, different groups. And then also, and this is super weird, but like a particular brand of lawnmower that I enjoy and is like a hobby I have. But anyway, so I'm in a group for the lawnmowers and I'm following a bunch of stuff on yard care online. And that was sort of paralleling, my involvement with those was paralleling my ramping up my coach stuff. And I would talk about my coach stuff back when I started, like just me kind of wondering out loud, like, what's my persona going to be? What should I post? Doing this sort of post feels weird to me. I'm not comfortable. Maybe this is okay. But anyway, I would kind of like struggle with that and wonder, and it felt like it was forced and it wasn't clicking. But meanwhile, like I was connecting with these people online that were into yard work and like what kind of products to put on their lawn and make it look nicer than their neighbors and all this sort of thing. And just a couple months into that, like suddenly I find like I've got this group of friends, like we're chatting through comments and likes a couple times a week. A couple more months into that, people are messaging me like direct message, personal message, like, hey, I'm trying to get this thing fixed on this lawnmower. Like, where did you get the parts? What's the trick for removing this piece? Or I'm like thinking about buying this item and I know that you've experience with it. Could you help me out? Here's some pictures of it. And so just stepping from that and just looking at the contrast, I'm like, it's so interesting to me that I'm like trying to figure out this Beachbody thing when the model for it is already existing with this lawn care hobby online thing. And that felt so natural to me. Like I just kind of ended up with like this couple dozen friends now from it that message me in chat. There's even one guy on Instagram. This guy's like into keeping his yard nice and he likes Beachbody. So he's like a unicorn. But anyway, like he and I even had a phone call the other day. We're just like chatting about life and it was completely normal, even though he was like an Instagram friend that I've never seen in real life. So anyway, all that to say, like it occurred to me one day, like all these questions I have about my online presence with Beachbody, like I can sort of find this parallel universe of answering those questions with like a hobby group or an affinity group, if that makes any sense. And so I'm just looking at my notes here and it's hard because it's pitch black now. But anyway, I should have planned that, put them on my phone instead of paper. I guess all that to say, like once I realized like, hey, I could learn a lot from like this lawn care hobby stuff online and parallel it to Beachbody. So what that means practically speaking, and this could be like takeaways for you guys. First of all, like get in some hobby groups if you're not already. Like what's something you used to love to do in college and you kind of let it drop because your life got busy, or high school or whatever. Maybe you're a mom with kids and you're like, hey, I want parenting hacks or lunch ideas from or whatever. Like jump in some hobby groups and just kind of observe like how those relationships will naturally unfold. And so for me, I would look at a couple of the guys in this lawn group and they're guys that I connect with more than the other guys. And so I would look at that relationship and say, now with this Sam guy or with Marco on Instagram, like how did we get this relationship to where it is today? Because it felt completely natural. And that's how I want all my Beachbody communications to feel. Look at Marco and I'll say like, how did we get to this point where we're sort of like old friends on social, even though we've never met? And so I'll reverse engineer that relationship in my mind. Like, oh yeah, first I liked some stuff that he did, and then I commented, and then he direct messaged me with some questions, and then I direct messaged him with some questions and whatever. And so I would reverse engineer that and sort of plot it out. And so then when I'd go back to Beachbody, I'm like, okay, now remembering that relationship that felt natural and the steps that it took, I know now that's what I need to do with my presence with Beachbody online. And so that helped me a lot. Sorry. I'm just like trying to look at my notes here. Hey, you know what? I have a flashlight on my phone. I'm smart. And by the way, please translate all this into your experience. I don't expect all of you to join lawn care groups. That would be silly. So hopefully you're making those connections along the way. I would say another thing that was good for me about it is it allowed me to interact with people I would never connect with in real life. I mean, I work in a church. It's a bit intellectual as far as jobs go. Most of these guys that I connect with online are blue collar. They're like repairing huge industrial boilers in factories for a living. They're welders. They're repair guys, just all kinds of different stuff. And they're people I wouldn't normally rub shoulders with. So that's been a really cool place for me to be that gets me connected to people I wouldn't otherwise. So that's another side benefit of it. I guess that's the bottom line, is looking at something like, and again, this isn't for all of you, but if you're somebody that's like, I'm just a little bit struggling yet with my Beachbody online presence, it feels a little bit unnatural, then not hit pause on that, but like join a hobby and an affinity group and see how that group maybe feels a little bit more natural, and then learn a few things from it, and then apply that back to your Beachbody work. And I guess the last point, and I have more that I wrote, but I don't want to take up all this time, and this is meant to be mostly funny. Like if you found yourself like me saying, like if I'm the real me, like if I'm this 40-ish dad with kids and works at a church and kind of like I do workouts, but I'm not like the super athlete guy that's like waxing and spray tan and flexing and all this stuff. Like, are people really going to want to be a part of what I'm doing? And you're second guessing yourself. Let me just say, if there can be a huge online community of people that are committed to lawnmowers that are 30 years old, like that's the stupidest thing ever. So how much more so can you actually really build your own community of people that care about health and wellness? Like, I think it's funny, but like, it makes sense to me. We hear our uplines tell us like, there is a tribe for you. There are people that want to follow you. And we're always like, I don't know about that. This has just proven to me that there is a wacko group for everybody. And you have your own little wacko group out there. See what I'm saying? It's a little out there, but it makes sense if you think about it.
I love watching, I'm sorry, I don't even have a voice. I love watching everybody's faces. You talk about the wacko lawnmower guys.
Yeah.
It's true, you guys. If there are people out there, I can't even, like, if there are like wacko lawnmower guys, which there are, I was just looking at a GIF of I don't even want to tell you. Anyways, type lawnmower. Brian, you're going to love it. Type lawnmower into, I can't even talk.
Just type it in the side message thing since you're laughing so hard.
Monica, will you just say something, please? Monica, you're off.
No, I have some really good things to say. It was just the end there, just like, whoa, it took me for a loop. Okay, so, sorry.
While you collect yourself.
The GIF is like too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Did you have something else you want to say? I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
I just felt like it was a big ball of nonsense. But I guess the bottom line is, like, if Beachbody feels unnatural, find something in your wheelhouse that's more natural, learn a few things, and then transfer the learning.
Yeah, exactly. And as you were saying all that, I was thinking about, I don't know how many of you have done the color wheel. I think it's in the team page, but basically it's a circle that has all these different colors, and you fill in each color with something different about you that's unique. And it helps you sort of think through, like, are you a wacko lawnmower guy? Are you a teacher? Do you like playing board games? Are you a foster mom? Are you like obsessed with your dog and carry it in a purse? That's another weird group of people that I don't understand. You might be one of them. There are people like you. It's okay. There's weirdos like all of us.
What's your weird thing? Let's all be vulnerable.
I'm super duper normal, so you don't have to worry about that.
I think Becky's looking up that gift.
Becky can tell you what's weird about me. But anyways, all that to say, like, if you haven't done the color wheel, take a minute, fill it in, and fill in all the things about you. And if you can't fill them all in, ask your best friend or your husband or your wife or your kids? Like, what is it about me that's maybe a little unique or different, weird? What makes me me? Because what Brian is saying is so true. Like, you can't just post about Beachbody because you are not just Beachbody. And the way you're going to attract people is probably not through Beachbody. It's going to be through all these other things that make you you. Like the fact that Becky loves margaritas. She's finding a tribe of people that love margaritas. And the fact that Monica's Egyptian. I'm not Egyptian. I didn't even know that Coptic and Egyptian meant the same thing. Good night. Okay, I've learned a lot.
They don't.
No, they do, don't they? Something like that. Oh, yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Thank you. Anyways, I'm learning. So all I have to say, you cannot just post about Beachbody. And what Brian was saying is true. Whether you're a crazy lawnmower guy in a United States of America Speedo, that was the gift, by the way. You're welcome. Just picture that. Or you carry your little dog in a purse. There are people like you. And they're not going to relate to you because you work out, because they're probably people who don't work out yet but need health and wellness in their life. But they're going to relate to you because you drink a margarita, or they're going to relate to you because you're a foster mom. And so figure out what those things are. And like Brian said, learn about them. Like if it's something you're dabbling in, like I'm super into HGTV, but I'm not creative. I'm not terribly handy or anything. But if I learn a little more about it, I could post a little more about it because it is something I'm interested in. And there's probably other people like me who can't do it but want to do it. So wrapping it all up, find the GIF of the lawnmower, and that will remind you to do your color wheel and figure out who you are and be more than just Beachbody. Thank you, Brian. Lawnmower man.
Maybe we need to do the color wheel thing on another week on a call, because I missed all that whenever. Maybe you did it like at your summit or at your retreat in North Carolina.
We did it on a call probably a year ago or so. But yeah, it's a good thing. That's a good thing to mental note. All right, preggers, Coptic preggers.
That's me. Hi, guys. Monica, I don't know if some of you know me, but I get the pleasure of introducing my coach that I wanted to speak. And the reason why I chose her is because simply I knew that she would. She's just that kind of person. From day one, anytime I ask her to do something, she does it. And hold on, let me get out of that. And the other thing that I love about Jen is she just has, from day one of coaching, it's like she had her own natural way of just sharing her journey. I have no idea what she's going to talk about, but if you guys want to know how much I love this girl, I just posted about her journey from day one to where she is, and it's an incredible transformation. But saying that, it's like it wasn't from day one as a coach. She came out and showed this amazing transformation. It's a progression. Again, I have no idea what she's going to say, but the fact that she's been so open and so willing to just be led is why I love her so much. But I'm going to let you take it away, Jen.
All right, thank you. So actually, I'm pretty shy when it comes down to it. I'm actually a pretty shy person, but like Monica said from the beginning, I've just kind of been in it. And I've wanted to share. And so I guess like I wasn't one of those people that just went all in, to be honest. Like it took me a little while to kind of just step into it. And I mean, I still get nervous every time that I'm posting, every time that I'm posting progress pics or anything. And I also, I think like Christina said, I've had to kind of find what works for me. So I started basically on just Instagram. I have a Facebook. I've not felt comfortable posting on Facebook. So I started mainly just sharing my journey on Instagram. And when I share my journey, I try to think of it like if I was a friend watching it, what would they want to see? Like if I'm posting all about Beachbody, they're going to probably stop watching. So I try to think from like their perspective, like what would they want to see? What would make them feel like they're still a part of my life? So that's kind of how I visualize what I'm posting. And there's days where I feel like I want to post a million things about Beachbody and I kind of have to hold myself back, and I don't. And I'll make notes and I like kind of use that like in future posts, like on my stories or things. So that's kind of my approach to it. So I'm a mom of 3 kids. I work full time. I'm a nurse. I try to kind of incorporate all of that stuff. So that, like I said, when people are watching me, they're getting a good mix and they feel like they really know me and they know my life. And that, like, if I have friends that aren't into wellness and nutrition, they still feel like they're following my journey. And then what's kind of happened is those friends that weren't into wellness and fitness have kind of started asking me questions because they're following along and they're in it for my kids or something like that. And then now they're starting to ask questions. So I mainly started, like I said, on Instagram. Actually am just now starting to post on Facebook, and it is a huge fear for me. I'm super scared every single time I do it, but I'm doing it. Not quite as much as I want to be honest. I've really just kind of started with my stories because they disappear in 24 hours, if you want to be honest. And I'm starting to post more like on my feed. The thing that's kind of pushing me past those fears, because what really has been holding, I'm scared of what people think, that's where all of my warm market is. So I'm really pushing past that. I've got a good group of girls that are under me, and every time I'm seeing like that I'm inspiring them and I think about them starting this journey and I see changes in them, and just knowing that them following me on Instagram was what started it, it's pushing me forward to start posting on Facebook and kind of push through that fear. So I'm still scared every single day, but I'm just doing it and hoping that that something works. And I'm just kind of doing it in little steps, little by little, what works for me and what I'm comfortable with. And it's working. I just posted a progress picture to Facebook yesterday, actually, and it's only the second one I've ever posted to Facebook, and I've gotten really good responses from it. So then that kind of helps to push me towards posting more and more there. It just kind of boosts my confidence, and it makes me realize like that there are people out there that do need this because they're asking me questions. Like I said, I think everybody's different, and I think it's awesome if you can go all in and just do it all from the beginning. That's just not my approach. That hasn't worked for me. I'm working on it little by little. As far as like inviting goes, Becky, I have to say that call that you had about inviting the other week was super helpful, because it made me, I'm still really scared about inviting, but the way that you kind of stated it and said it's more about making connections, it really kind of clicked for me. So I've actually, since that call and I listened to it, I've been making more and more connections. And I'm still working on that part of it and figuring it out. And it's funny, something will happen and I'm like, oh, okay, that works. And I'll just kind of continue to go with it. But I by no means have it figured out. I'm just trying to do the best I can and share the real me, and so that everybody gets a good picture of what's going on in my life and not just, health and wellness. I think that's about it. Anything else, Monica? that you want?
I just was going to add that I love, like, when I go to Jen's page, it's just, as you said, like, it's like I see your health and wellness stuff, I see your nursing stuff, I see your family stuff, and I like never get sick of your stuff. Like, I just feel like you are inviting me into your world, and I want to know everything. Like, I want to know what Summer's doing at the beach, and I want to know about your treat meal that you have with your family. Like, you just do such a good job of sharing all aspects of your life, and I think that's so important. And the fact that you even said like that you held back from posting like numerous Beachbody stuff, that's amazing, because as a newer coach, I mean, you've been coaching for a few months now, but still, we're so excited to share that aspect. And we think as a coach, that's our role. That's all we have to post. And that's not true. Like, people want our trust. They want every part of us. They want to know that we're going to show up for like not just our physical stuff, but like, are we going to show up for our families? Are we going to show up for our jobs? Like, be trustworthy. And you do such a good job painting that picture. And I just love that about what you've done. So I'm super proud of you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm proud of all of you, by the way. It's not easy to come on here and be asked to talk, whether you're in the dark talking about lawns or just whatever. Like, it is not easy. And I remember the first time my coach asked me to speak on a call, I was like beet red. I was frozen. I was so shy. But you know what it was? It pushed, it showed me that like there's so much more inside of me, and hopefully that's what this did for you guys. So we're so proud of you guys. I'll stop talking.
No, we love hearing from you. Jess or Jen, did you have something you wanted to say? Either of you?
I just love that there was, the four of us sort of asked some of our coaches to share without really any intention of a theme, but there was kind of a theme that bubbled to the surface of like the way Carly, our grandma would say, like, you do you, boo, like just be you. And that's all you really need to do. This isn't complicated. It's not hard. Anybody can do it. You just have to be you. And we're so afraid of being us because we're so afraid that somebody might judge it or somebody might not think it's good enough. They don't get to say. We need to stop caring so much about what other people think and what other people might say. And quite frankly, if other people are saying things behind your back about you, I mean, bye. You know, you need to just be you. And I'm listening to a book right now called Take Control of Your Life. I know Becky's listened to it. I don't know. Has anybody else listened to that book by Mel Robbins? Okay, homework. All of you need to get that book because she talks about how fear just paralyzes us. Every single one of us. It's not just Jen. It's not just me. It paralyzes all of us for various reasons, because we want to be perfect, because we don't want to be judged, because we don't want to have regret, because we all have these reasons that we fear. But we can take control of that fear and not let that fear take control of us. And so I guess that would just be my encouragement. It's just cool that everybody kind of talked similarly about just doing the thing that works for you and being authentically you. And you don't have to be anything else, and you don't have to complicate it. You have to find the things that speak to you and then use them to tell your story. And that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Send the message, like Christina said, and then do something else. Don't think about it. Invite them into what you're doing. And then bless and release if they don't want to be a part of it, because then they're not your people, or at least they're not your people yet. So anyways, I just think it's cool that kind of all came together in a central theme. And I think all you guys that shared are awesome. And I'm really thankful for you. And I'm thankful for this team that we have. And yes,
sure.
Go ahead. Lawnmower Man.
I was just putting, so you're mentioning that book reminded me, I'm just going to like go beyond my time. I have one other thing I wanted to share. It's a PD thing, and that's why your book reminded me of that. There's a podcast that I found that I like, and maybe you want to write it down and check it out. And I'll bet some of you already heard it. But anyway, it's Guy Raz from NPR, and it's called How I Built This. Have any of you heard of that? So he interviews people that created huge companies and just is like, how did it start? Tell me the story. And so like he interviewed, this was an old one because this guy's dead, but Herb Kellner, the guy that started Southwest Airlines, that guy, he starts every day with a cigarette, and he's 6, and he drinks bourbon, and he has cheese and crackers for breakfast every day. Like, he's crazy. And yet he started this airline.
He's dead. He's dead. Just
he lived to like
that.
almost 90. That's good. Anyway, the guy that started Dyson Vacuums, James Dyson, they have a whole interview with him. He made 5,000 prototypes in his shed behind his house before he got it right. So next time you get like 3 people that don't respond to an invite, this is what I'm not telling this to myself, not to you. Like, that dude had to make 5,100 prototypes before he got it right. Or Marsha Kilgore, who started the Bliss facial treatment place. I've not heard of it, but apparently it's some huge spa boutique in Manhattan. And she like did Madonna and Julia Roberts and all these celebrities and models. And she just started out doing them in her apartment and wanted to offer something with no pretense. Like, she didn't like how she felt when she saved all her money and went to a spa and they were critical of her skin quality. And I never want anyone to feel that way. and then she sold it for like $20 million or something. So anyway, it's really inspirational. It's Guy Raz, How I Built This. Check it out. The end.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. And Jen was mentioning Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins. I just posted on my team page the PDF. So Jen, you can take and post it in yours, the workbook that goes along with that. So if you do listen to it, or if you don't have to listen to it, there is that workbook there for you. And even though I'm a therapist, even though I know a lot about anxiety and fears and all of that, I'm always still learning and soaking things up. And one of the things I think that the central theme for all of us here is we have had the thought since the beginning of our coaching journey is, what will people think? We want to not care, but it still goes through our mind, and fear of what will people say about this post, and wondering if this person is going to feel bothered or annoyed, or will she think I'm fake and not authentic, all those things, right? And what happens is we have about 90 seconds from the initial, actually it's shorter, about 10 seconds from the initial thought of doing something to take action. And Mel would say it's even 5, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And what happens is when your fear starts, it starts somewhere physically in your body. If you can follow that fear, wherever it starts, like for me, I'm like, my gut gets tight, like my belly gets really tight. Some people it's headaches, some people it's disease, some people it's like tingly, like everybody has it different. But we are primed from early age, a first experience of fear, we feel our body. And then what happens is you have 90 seconds when your body notices the fear until your brain gets totally hijacked with the negative thinking. And one of the terms I love to use for it, it's not for me, it's from a smart guy, Dr. Amen, called ANTS, automatic negative thoughts. So you guys, your body is speaking to you when you're afraid. And most of the time we feel that fear start in us and we just stop. We just have let our brain get hijacked about all the reasons why it's not going to work, why it's wrong, why we can't do it. And when those ants take over, you guys, they run with us. And 99% of the people in this world do not do the things that they would like to do simply because of they did not take action on what they believed was possible. So what we're doing here, you guys, is kind of crazy, but it's the best kind of crazy that I know. Like, tell me what job out there that your number one job is to take care of yourself. Like our CEO says, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't be a coach. So you have to take care of yourself. No job doesn't do that. Then second of all, you get to help your friends and family and strangers on Instagram take care of themselves. Best job ever. Third, you get to recognize people and you get to shout them out and help them get results as they continue and share, and it's just amazing. And then you get to grow yourself. So if you're not sure where you're going with this business, that's fine. But if you want to go somewhere with this big business, get clear on your why and get clear about where that fear starts in your body. So you can 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, recognize it, take a breath, and that ant starts, I can't do this. You turn it into an I am brave, I am strong, I can do hard things. That's my daughters right now. I'm brave, I'm strong, I can do hard things. You are all brave and strong. You can all do hard things. And nobody's answer to your invitation has anything to do with who you are. Their no is about them and their journey. And don't let them and their journey cross over into your path and keep you from you and yours. And if you let that happen, recognize it, and then start over the next day. Like, name it, like, give it over to the higher power. I think people here are believers, like, give it over to your higher power and just be like, I'm done with that. Because you were not created to live in fear. You were created to be bold and brave and strong. And it is the devil, and it is sin, and it is the ants crawling in your head telling you can't do these things. And that's what's been happening to me the last couple of weeks. I've had ants all over me. And this call is exactly why the devil didn't want me to get on this call, because he was saying, like, you don't feel like it. So you guys, when you let fear drive, it's going to keep this opportunity from blessing you. The only way you fail, because I've heard that from everyone in my downline, I'm afraid of failing. The only way you fail is to stop. The only way you fail is to not push play. The only way you fail is to not invite that person. If you are showing up for you and you're showing up for other people, I don't care if it's about lawnmowers or it's about being a foster mom. It does not matter. You show up as you. You add value to people's lives. You show how this has helped you. You share how it makes you feel, what you were like before, how it's changed you, and that people can join you every few posts. And then you share all the stuff that makes you the amazing person you are, your top 5 things, the color wheel, you can call it, we can do that later on a call. Think of yourself as a magazine. If someone was walking through the grocery store and they looked at a magazine of Christina or Monica or Jen or Alexis or whatever, like, what would they see? Pick those 5 things and share that with the world, and you will change lives. And I can't wait to see it happen. Like, the goal of us leaders here on this team is that all of you will be bigger leaders, and we'll get to celebrate all the amazing things that you get to do. We don't have it figured out. We're not perfect. We show up because we have lives that we want to change. And this year is not over. And this team has so much growth opportunity. And if you guys think that there's too many coaches out there, that is just fear talking, that you're afraid of what that might be. Christina, for an example, like, if there's a lot of coaches out there, but she found the right one for her. There is somebody out there who's looking for you. If you don't invite them, they won't know that this is for them too. So 1 minute to end of our call officially. We're going to try, one of our goals is to, and this sort of, I guess, the last end of the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th quarter, give you guys some strategies on what we're inviting to and what's coming. So that's what we're working on, try to help organize that for you guys, and when team calls will be. But we want to hear from you what you need more of. What do you want on these calls? What do you need so we can put it together? Because our job here is to help you guys build, grow. So please let us know what you need more of and how we can provide that for you more effectively. So we have, what's the date today? The 20th. So we have, what, 11? Can I do math? There are 31 days this month. We have 11 days, right? Yeah. 10 days, I guess, after today, where the best program ever is on promotion. And we have promo codes, which you guys, we have never had. A lot of coaches spent over $200 on their first one program challenge pack. People, all of them, plus the new one, plus $10 off. I'm sorry, but you have no business not helping people this month with that opportunity. So before I go over on this call, you're brave, you are strong, you can do hard things. You're amazing. Smile. Jess wants to take our picture. And if you are not busy tomorrow night, want to give me some love on the Beating It call, that would be fantastic. So smile, and then we're out. Bye, everybody.